Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story that starts in the cold, silent darkness of space with a deep mystery and ends on Earth with a terrifying crash that changes absolutely everything. You know this quote from the great Arthur C. Clarke? It just perfectly sets the stage. It's all about that dizzying glimpse into the unknown, and that's exactly what sits at the heart of a new novel that really forces us to look at our place in what might be a very, very strange universe. So, get this. Our story actually kicks off not with fiction, but with a real-life astronomical event that completely baffled scientists and, you guessed it, sparked 1,000 theories about a message from deep space. You probably remember hearing about Oumuamua, right? The first interstellar object we ever spotted? It zipped through our solar system back in 2017, and boy did it stir things up. Was it a rock, a comet, or something else? But in this story, it wasn't a one-time thing. Decades later, a second object shows up, following the exact same path. They named it Ucali, which means the follower. Chilling, right? That's how a JPL expert described the speed of the first object, Oumuamua. It actually accelerated as it left our system, which, defies our understanding of physics. But this new one, Ucali, the follower, it isn't just speeding past us. It's making a maneuver. It's turning. And this is where the cosmic wonder suddenly becomes a very real, very immediate threat. Because Ucali isn't just turning, it's coming here. Imagine this. You're working on a quiet California golf course. The sun's out, and then that warning starts blasting everywhere. For two maintenance workers, the world is about to change forever as the sky just begins to scream. As this object barrels down from the sky, they see something impossible. It's not just a rock on fire. It's being led by what looks like a stream of iridescent soap bubbles trailing in front of a falling star. It makes no sense. And then, impact. For three golfers who were just enjoying their game on the green, their story ends in an instant. The object doesn't leave a crater. It vaporizes them, leaving behind, as the book so graphically puts it, nothing more than an atomized spray of red. Whatever this thing is, it's here. Right. So the thing that crashed, it wasn't just a rock, not even close. It's alive. And what it does to its first conscious victim, well, that's where the real horror begins. The scientists who rush to the scene, they quickly give the creature a nickname, LSA, for Little Slimy Alien. Now, here on Earth, we have slime molds. They're fascinating, sure, but they're mostly harmless little things. This is not that. It's a gigantic, mutated, and extremely dangerous version. And there is nothing little about what it does to a local radio host, a guy named Bob Pamnichkovich. See, Bob isn't eaten. No, it's way, way weirder. He's absorbed. The yellow slime engulfs his entire body, but his head is still visible, encased inside it. He's still conscious, his mind and all his memories trapped inside this growing alien creature. So how do you even begin to fight something that defies all explanation? Well, you assemble a very, very strange team, a group that mashes together two totally different ways of looking at the world, hard science and ancient folklore. And this is where it gets really interesting. You get this amazing clash of ideas. On one side, you have Samantha Benheim, a biologist trying to break it all down with science. On the other side, there's Dimurid Omercheva, an Irish folklorist who looks at this thing and believes he's seen it before, not in a lab, but in ancient myths. And the team gets even weirder, believe it or not. They bring in a brilliant nanotech inventor and, get this, a sapient, kind of cheeky AI named Alec. And they're going to need every single one of them because Alec might be their only way to actually talk to the mind of Bob, who's still trapped inside that slime. And working together, this wild crew makes a couple of discoveries that, well, they pretty much turn everything we think we know about life completely upside down. After a ton of effort, they finally get a sample and sequence the alien's DNA. The results are just staggering. The creature shares a full 25% of its genetic code with us, with human beings. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. How is that even possible? How could an organism from some distant star share our fundamental biological blueprint? It points to a connection between us and it. That is just profound and, frankly, deeply terrifying. And then, while trying to communicate with Bob's trapped consciousness, Alec the AI makes another chilling discovery. This creature, this massive single-celled organism, it's learning. It is developing consciousness, and it's starting with the most basic concepts there is, the idea of self versus other. And that leaves us with the final, terrifying thought that just hangs over this entire story. If this single, massive, growing entity is learning to see itself as a self, what happens when it looks out at the billions of us on this planet and sees only one thing, the other? That chilling question and the incredible journey to find the answer is at the very heart of a brand new sci-fi novel that explores this exact mix of cosmic horror, hard science, and deep mystery. The novel is titled Amorphous, Breaking the Mold, and it's by author Stephen Burgess. And what's really cool is that the author himself, Stephen Burgess, is kind of this fascinating mix of disciplines, just like the characters in his book. By day, he's a digital forensics analyst, super analytical, but he's also a life coach. He's really living that balance between the analytical and creative brain. He lives on the beautiful central coast of California with his wife Janice and loves kayaking, improv, and his grandkids. So, if you want to dive headfirst into this mystery, if you want to find out what happens to Bob and figure out what this all means for humanity, you can find Amorphous Breaking the Mold and learn a lot more at sgbooks.com. It'll definitely leave you wondering, what does happen when a mind that big finally becomes self-aware?